Dear Diary, I think all of us at one point or another have had some sort of utter excitement over the idea of having an abundance of pens, papers, markers, erasers, and so on. Whether it was a gallon-sized bag full of broken crayons or a neon green container full of pencils with no erasers and leads of all sizes falling out, we have been obsessed. At one point. But not me. I am fortunately a stationery addict. There are perks with being an addict. You constantly have to hit every single stationery aisle in any store, even if you know their stationery is terrible. You only like a specific texture of paper, and well, you own pens that you can't even pronounce their own name.
Tombow, Food and Suki.
And of course, the most important one of all, you bring your stationery everywhere, even when there is no space. So, yeah, it's really great.
But really, what actually got me started with becoming obsessed with this addiction of mine?
So in 7th grade, I wrote in pencil every single day, constantly writing down every word into my humble jumbled notebook so I could remember it later. I would find myself constantly breaking leads and having to erase every other word to make sure it fit between those blue lines. They were like fences. If my word went over them, I would have to erase, and well, I did this over and over. When later came around, I would open this notebook to take a look at my notes, and everything disappeared. Or, I mean, smeared. And when this kept happening, it made me transition to the greatest stationery item of all, the pen. I went on the search to find the best pen. I didn't want a pen that smeared, was too thick, or uncomfortable. Note-taking became a breeze, well, for a little bit, until I started making mistakes. And wait, that's where whiteout came into the picture. Well, for not that long. What ended up happening to me was I could not stop avoiding making mistakes. It's like I couldn't go one class without having a notebook full of eraser crumbs or scribble lines from a pen. It left me in a hopeless spot, especially as a stationery addict.
When I got to this point with taking notes or doodling for fun, I realized that mistakes are a part of the process. Trust me, if you look back at the hundreds of pages of notes that I've taken, you'll notice that I've learned to embrace them.
Accept them as a part of the notes or in life as building blocks. I think the hardest part about making mistakes in today's society is it feels awful to make mistakes. You constantly see everyone posting their successes or flawless photos, but really what no one sees is the building blocks and all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it.
And honestly, I have learned to laugh off all these mistakes, whether that's in life or in my notebook. I think if we get caught up in these little mistakes, how are we supposed to get better or improve?
If it were not for my cheesy pen-pencil battle, I would not look at mistakes the same way as I do today. So, diary. I guess if you were ever caught in a situation of making a mistake, well, it's okay, because it's part of the process.